Hi, my name is Paula Olaya. I will present our containerized environment for reproducibility and traceability of scientific workflows. This work is developed by the Global Computing Lab at the University of Tennessee, Knoxville, in collaboration with Sandia National Laboratories. Let's start with the problem overview. Scientific domains use simulations to understand and predict natural phenomena. Trusting the output of these simulations is vital for the scientists. We get to trust the results of these simulations when we can reproduce, replicate, and trace them. One approach to guarantee these properties is to annotate and document the workflow executions of the simulation. When we do this, we build a record trail of data that registers all workflow components, steps, and processes used to generate the new data. Since the generation of data is not only affected by the application, but by the system as well, when we capture metadata at OS level, it offers full visibility into system-wide behavior. That is why we propose a containerized environment as our solution. This environment leverages cutting-edge container technology to host the workflow, and it builds the record trail at OS level, ensuring the reproduction and traceability. Container technology ensures software portability, and it offers unique identification of every encapsulated and isolated workflow component. Moreover, the container technology we selected is Singularity because of its compatibility with HPC platforms and support for capturing container state. Scientific workflows often include many data and applications. For the sake of clarity, we use a simplified example of a scientific workflow in this diagram. This illustrates the implementation of our environment for a workflow with one application, in our case non-distributed, and a single input data generating a single output data. Each of the workflow components are encapsulated into containers. In blue, we have the data container, in which the data is compressed and added as a single and independent partition. In the bright orange, we have our app container, which is built from a recipe that includes all the software system specifications and the executable. To connect and rebuild the workflow, we expanded the Singularity features to directly connect containers. As observed in the green box, we call it zero-copy data transfer. It allows the containers to directly exchange the data enclosed in their directories without going through additional steps involving external storage. We execute the workflow and we capture static containers metadata by deploying a Singularity plugin explained in the pink box. This plugin interacts with all the workflow components and extracts their static metadata. The information from all the containerized components becomes the record trail. As stated in the gray box, this record trail metadata is written in JSON format and it is allocated as a new partition of the output data container. That way, we promote consistency and tight connection between the data and its metadata. We implement our prototype to support 4 workflows with 3 base applications, a visualization and 2 machine learning applications. For all scenarios, we transparently and automatically collected and accessed the metadata. In addition, we measure the costs in terms of time and memory of executing our containerized environment. We observe that with a more complex and larger application like the random forest model, the workload time is negligible, only 0.7% of overhead. In terms of space, the overhead is driven by the selected OS, software stack, and file system. Also, our environment identifies and wraps the software stack, so we know we're using the same version no matter on which platform is executed. In summary, we leverage container technology to build a first prototype of an application-agnostic containerized environment that does not require modifications of the applications, that it connects and transfers data directly between containers, that captures the record trail from different scenarios, and that it attaches the metadata to the data flow. Based on the evaluation, our environment offers tolerable time and space overhead as workflow complexity increases. As future work, we would like to leverage our containerized environment for a broader range of workflows and expand containers to include automatic setup, retrieval, and reproduction of the workflow.